Welcome back to Better or Worse Than Transformers, where we take movies or TV shows and compare them to the most mediocre movie ever made, Michael Bay's Transformers. I'm your host, Joseph. With me are my co-hosts, Ian.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
And Christian.
What's up?
This week, we're going to be bringing you part 2 of our April Marvel extravaganza, where we're going back through every single Marvel movie since 2008's Iron Man and telling you what you need to know and what you need to carry forward into Infinity War, which comes out April 27th.
This week we're going to do Phase 2.
This week we're going to do
Phase 2, and we got some news that we'll start off with, and then we're going to work into the Phase 2 stuff.
Yeah, so we finished last week. If you haven't listened to last week, please go back and listen to that one. We finished off with the first Avengers, and this week we're going to pick up with Iron Man 3. But first, you got some news for us, Ian?
Yeah, there's been some interesting trailers, came out, some new stuff. The first thing is Incredibles 2, which comes out mid-June, released the final trailer, and we just watched it right here again, and it's super funny. I think that movie's going to be great. I'm really excited.
It's going to make a lot of money.
It's going to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
There's a lot of excitement for people.
Yeah, I like Jack having some powers, it looks like. And the dad, going to go through some home struggles. I think they'll play that for laughs. And
Mr. Mom.
the mom's going to do the all the action scenes, and she looks good in it. She looks like she's going to be the focus.
I will be honest, just listening to the trailer, I feel like I can tell that the cast has gotten older.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Wait,
The first one's he's the main character. The first one,
Yeah.
and I think she's going to be the main character of this one.
Is it Craig T. Nelson? Is that the father?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
he sounds old.
He definitely sounds old. With the concern for me when I watched the trailer talking about how old he sounds is I know how old he looks in real life.
Right.
So I can, I hear that in his voice. And what, the Holly Hunter? Is that the mom? Yeah, I love Holly Hunter.
We've talked about this before, but there should definitely be more Holly Hunter everywhere.
Yeah. I'm excited for that movie. I work with a guy who's both of his children are grown now, but they were kids when, Incredibles came out. And he's like, I'm going to be there opening day. I'm like, you don't even have kids to go with anymore. He's like, I don't care. I love that. I saw it with my girls. I'm going to see it by myself this time.
Sam Jackson looks funny in that. He's got as Frozone. He's got some a bit at the end that looks pretty good. So I'm sure they'll bring in some new characters as well.
And a great Michael Giacchino score.
Yeah.
Very old
Love
school
that guy.
big band spy score. I love it. It's great.
Boo-doo, boo-doo.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Hopefully, next bit is It 2. Some casting rumors. Confirmed casting news came out. James McAvoy is going to be the lead, playing the leader in the first one.
Yeah, I can't
What's
remember
his
his
name?
name.
Yeah,
Bill.
Bill.
The one who's
yeah.
the one who's
I remember because I was thinking Bill is not a name for a child.
Bill.
It may have been in the 80s,
and
but
Bill's
it's not
the
now.
one whose little brother gets ate by
Georgie.
it in the very
Yeah.
beginning.
Yep.
He's the stutterer.
Jessica Chastain's playing the girl, which I think we've
Of course.
talked about. And then Bill Hader's playing Richie, I think.
Yeah, the one played
Yeah.
by Finn Wolfhard.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. When I heard that, I saw that both James McAvoy and Bill Hader had gotten cast, and I kind of hoped that their roles would be reversed. I hoped that Bill Hader would be playing Bill as the serious leader, and that James McAvoy would be kind of like this crazy crass.
Yeah.
I don't actually. I haven't read the book, so I don't actually know if they maintain those personalities into adulthood. But I just think that would be a more fun casting. But
Well, I know the leader, Billy, he becomes an author. I think he loses his stutter.
does he now?
Yeah.
Stephen fucking King. he can't write a book where somebody isn't a writer.
Yeah.
Jessica Chastain's character, I think, grows up to be an abusive marriage. And then
Seems appropriate.
I think the other one becomes a comedian.
One becomes I thought one did. I think I can't remember. I feel like in the movie version they said one was going to become an obsessive drug addict.
Yeah, I think that might be.
I think that's what I heard. But I'm excited for it. I like all those people. I like the first movie.
Yeah, I think the kids are going to come back as flashbacks. I read.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So
I can't believe this movie isn't already filming.
Yeah, I know, right?
I feel like you should be capitalizing on the fact that the DVD just came out not that long ago, and people are still talking about it.
Yep.
About it.
Yeah, I think that movie's going to do well though. I think.
I think so too. I just think they're waiting a little too long.
I think it's next September. It's dated.
The crazy thing to me about the first one is all the marketing for it I thought was bad.
I did too.
I thought the posters were bad. I wasn't super impressed with the trailers. I wasn't really impressed with the look of Pennywise. And then it is a really solid suspense horror flick.
No, I knew right off the bat because I think they released a trailer and it broke the 24-hour trailer record. And I knew right then it was gonna.
No, I'm just saying when I watched it, I wasn't impressed with those things. You know what I mean?
I usually don't I don't like horror movies usually, but I think it's been an exception. It's been pretty good.
Yeah.
Next is a Han Solo trailer came out.
I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
I think it's the best one they've had so far. I mean, they've only done teasers so far, but it's the one that got me the most excited.
They're definitely playing into Donald Glover as
they
Lando.
should.
I think they know deep down that's going to be the strength of that movie.
He is so just inherently charismatic. Why
Yep.
would you not make him the forefront of this movie?
Yeah, lean into him. I think the set piece with the train looks pretty cool.
It does look cool.
Yeah.
It looks like it's like a train that has no gravity and it's like going upside down and they're going to fight on. I like
whatever those troopers are too. They have a sweet look for those things.
God, they're gonna again. I mean, Star Wars has been doing this for a long time, longer than maybe a lot of other Disney properties. But man, they're good at selling toys and making toys.
100%. Yeah.
Definitely.
I just watching that trailer, I could think of like all the different sets and action figures and stuff, and I'm just like, oh, jeez, so much
They're going to
money.
make so much money.
Yeah, it looks really cool. What's her name? Dany Targaryen from Game of Thrones.
Amelia Clark.
Yeah, she looks like she knows. She grew up. She knew him as a kid, and it looks like they're gonna go after Paul Bettany, who looks like a crime boss, and looks like.
I heard it was supposed to be what's his name?
It was supposed
Michael
to be
K.
Omar. It was
Williams.
supposed to be Omar and Paul Bettany's role, and he was supposed to be like I guess an alien that was half
Like,
dog, half person or something.
yeah.
But I guess it got scrapped, and they just went with a
Human character.
Yeah, he looks like an emperor. The emperor.
I think he's going to be somehow like an imperial person. Yeah, I mean, I have serious hesitation about that movie. But that trailer, like, I was more warmed up to it than I had been. One thing that it kind of concerns me, and Rogue One did as well, like, you kind of buy the antiquated technology of the original series because you're like, oh, the Empire took over and everyone was really poor and they weren't, they used starvation and technology as means for control. And so you get it, like why the prequels would be more technologically advanced than that. But yet, like Rogue One and this movie come out and it's even more fantastical than anything we've had prior to. And it kind of dilutes that, like, your reason for accepting how absolutely crap the galaxy looks to be in the original series. You know what I mean?
Look, continuity has not been one of the strengths of Star Wars. I will say, in its defense, I mean, so the whole point of Tatooine is like on the outer edge, right?
Outer Rim planet.
Yeah, so I feel like that it kind of makes sense that things that are happening on the outer rim-ish planets would be dirtier and like less up to date. It'd be like living in the boondocks.
Yep. Like living in Kentucky.
Like
exactly.
Yeah, where
suck it,
with
Kentucky.
movies like that, as long as they keep the broad strokes,
Kentucky more
and
like it.
continuity,
I'm done.
I can overlook it all. I mean, the last thing I would say about that though is it looks like the climax is totally going to be the Kessel Run, which Star Wars people. He says he does a Kessel Run in one of the original movies in under 12 parsecs.
12 parsecs.
And it looks like I bet you that train's on Kessel. If I had to make a prediction. And it's some sort of mining plant. They're doing some sort of score, some sort of heist.
See, I don't know. Does that? I feel like that happens earlier in the movie, the train heist, than the.
Well, I mean,
Kessel Run.
It could be, but speculation for me is it looks like that train heist, and then they're having to escape the atmosphere. And it looks like there's some sort of octopus thing that surrounds the planet, and I think that's going to tie into the Kessel Run, getting out of there.
Maybe, I don't know. It'd be exciting.
I think you lean into these stories, kind of like how they leaned into Rogue One, where all that was really based on is that one little line where these people in the beginning of they lost their life getting these plans,
right?
And
many Bothan spies, yeah.
And another line that they could totally make a movie out of is I did the Kessel Run in under 12 parsecs. I mean, that line is the making of this movie, I bet.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is though, as much as we might love the character of Han Solo, and we've talked about it before, it's so perfect as is. No one truly wants another one. You know what I mean? Like, no one truly wants another person being Han Solo. No one, as great as it will be to see the Kessel Run, actually go out.
That name is really, it's not, you shouldn't have named it that. I mean, if you're going to do a movie on Han Solo, in this situation, call it the Kessel Run and, have Lando in it. Star Wars, I don't know if you name it after Han. Make it more about Chewie and that a situation they experience.
I just don't need anyone else playing Han Solo.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't need it.
Yeah, he doesn't look great at it. I mean, even on the new trailer, I think he's not the strength of what I like about it.
No, much like in Game of Thrones, Jon Snow and Daenerys Targaryen may be the main two people. They're my least favorite. You know what I mean? And that's sorry, Amelia Clark, but it's going to be true for this movie.
It's definitely going to be true.
Chewie's going to be great. I think he'll get a lot. I bet you he has more screen time in this than any other Star Wars movie, which I'm excited about.
Possibly.
I bet you he gets a lot of screen time in this because it looks.
Sure he does. I'm sure you're right. I mean, A New Hope probably is number one for Chewbacca.
Yeah, but I really think. I mean, he's usually like a C or D character as far as screen time. I bet you he's like 1B, 1C. You know what I mean? He's up there.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely. Well, I mean, one of this movie's supposed to explain, I guess, how
they met.
Well, they met and how Han Solo saved his life and now he owes Han a life debt and blah, blah, blah. But there's clearly like other Wookiees involved.
Yep.
And so I wonder if we're also going to like, we're going to go back to the Star Wars special and meet his family.
Yeah, no, I wonder that as well. You see, like, is that supposed to be his wife from like the Christmas special?
And I bet you, like, if I could see it totally, like, maybe in the beginning of this movie, they're going after it because maybe the Wookiees are enslaved and he's doing, and at the end they're brothers, you know what I mean? But in the beginning of this movie, it's a begrudging respect with the same goal,
Right.
And in the course of it, he saves his life. You know what I mean?
The 190-year-old bit, that's pretty funny.
Yeah,
like
that
You're 190 years old?
And I feel really good about this, or I have a really good feeling about
I have a really good feeling. That was also good. That was also
like,
good.
those were good lines. They should have saved them. That's why I hate trailers.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, you say that, but
Like, you
this
should've
movie
saved that
needed hype. This movie needed...
That's also true.
That's true. I see, if they're laying these aces down right now, there can't be many left in the movie.
Well, we'll find out in a month. Yeah.
God, I can't. That's the other thing is you should have moved this to Christmas, especially more time to get it done. And I still am like digesting Last Jedi.
They're showing it at Cannes this weekend, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but, like I feel like I just had a Star Wars. You know, every year with Star Wars, I think is enough.
I mean, look, now
we're going to go 18 months with that one. I'd rather Star Wars be a Christmas thing. I really would. You know, I really think Last Jedi still seems kind of fresh, but
it doesn't feel fresh to me. But
we just talked about it.
I mean, we did.
All right, next thing.
Box office news. This week it looks like Rampage is going to open a little south of what they thought. I thought it was going to open at like 40 million, and it's going to open at like 32, which is...
I heard it still may be A Quiet Place. It's pretty
it's
close.
Like it's like a coin flip right now. A Quiet Place didn't drop a lot. It's getting good word of mouth. And the big thing I took out of that is I think Dwayne Johnson's starting to water himself down a little bit.
For sure.
He's doing a movie every...
I'm surprised it took this long.
He's literally doing a movie every 3 months right now. And it's getting to the point now where it's like, well, that's just the next one. And I think some of the specialness is kind of rubbing off a little bit, you know? Because he has another one in July.
Yeah.
He's got...
Is that one Skyscraper?
Yes. I mean, he's just doing a lot. And I know he's doing... Like, I follow him on social media, and he's very active.
He's always working.
He is always... Like, always shooting a movie, always promoting a movie. Like, if I was in business, I'd want to hire him.
Well, you see, how do you say his name? David Leitch or the guy who directed Deadpool 2 is making the Sean Hobbs spinoff movie,
which makes me more interested in it.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I didn't care for the last Fast and the Furious movie, but I'm excited for that Fast and the Furious movie.
Yep.
But no, I mean, I heard good things about Rampage. I heard if you just turn your brain off and take it for what it is, it probably could be the best video game movie we've had. It's the highest rated on Rotten Tomatoes. But,
more than Tomb Raider, huh?
Yo, what a shocker. I mean, I'll probably see it, but I'm not going to see it in theaters.
I was talking to him. I'll probably watch because there's nothing else right now this week.
Yeah,
so
we're kind of in a lull until Infinity War.
And
that's
like,
true.
I do I like The Rock, and honestly, I like that video game. It's
a classic game.
Like I played it. Like I remember that game. You know what I mean? It's just you're walking around smashing like a Mario kind of smashing, but buildings as a monster.
I wish they had kept the fact that the monsters were people turned into monsters.
Yep,
that's a little more.
I really thought that they were going to make Rock get affected too and make it like a King Kong sized rock.
I mean, they still could.
If that's not in the movie, I'm going to be disappointed because that's what I thought was going to happen.
I hope that doesn't
I
happen.
would have bought that. Like, I would believe that could be possible. But yeah, I'll probably watch Rampage this week. And Quiet Place we're going to talk about, I think, at some point. We all saw it. We liked it. The next thing is they came out with a trailer for The Meg. I'm pretty excited for it. I think they do it every summer now. They do a shark movie.
It's definitely back in style.
Yeah, The Meg. I know they did The Shallows, which is one. They did a couple, but The
Shallows
Meg,
is not. I don't know that I would consider it a shark movie. I like that movie.
That's the one where she's stuck on the rocks?
Yeah, but it's a lot more than that.
Yeah, it's good.
All right.
I liked it.
Well, she does kill the shark at the end, though.
That's true.
The Meg's about like a megalodon. It's like a dinosaur shark. It's like the size of like bigger than a blue whale. So the posters and the trailer make it seem like it's going to be fun. You know, it's kind of got a not taking itself too seriously kind of vibe.
Kind of goofy.
It reminds me a lot of
Statham
Piranha.
starring as like a,
yeah, I can see Piranha.
Like honestly, this is a movie that they probably pitched to The Rock, and now he's above it. You know what I mean? Like this seems like a movie, like a Rock role. It's like a guy who knows a lot about sharks, but he's also a special forces background.
For sure.
Which is every Rock role. He's a scientist with a special forces background. But I don't know. We'll see. I think it looks cool.
It looks like good summer fun.
Rainn Wilson was the highlight of that trailer for me.
Yes. And he's got to be in more things.
Yeah, he doesn't do anything anymore.
Speaking of The Office stuff, I heard John Krasinski, who directed The Quiet Place, do an interview, and he's like, we should do a Christmas special, and with all the revivals on TV coming back, an Office Christmas special.
That would be fun.
I would love that.
Did you guys hear about John Krasinski's next movie? It's called Life on Mars, and it's about a Martian colony. The tagline is one woman realizes one day she can breathe the Martian atmosphere.
You got me. That's really interesting.
It's like 2 sentences, and you're like, oh yeah, I want to see that. That sounds interesting, and it's a different take of like that kind of movie we've seen before. So
he really did well with this. So I'd watch another one of his movies.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there are other movies of his you could watch, but I understand what you mean.
Listen to last week's podcast, Ian, and maybe you would find out what they are.
Yeah, so the Meg, not too much else. I think it comes out in July. We may talk about it at some point.
We may.
When it comes out.
We'll see.
I'm going to say it's a no from me, dog.
The Teen Titans costumes. You guys.
Oh, they're so bad.
They're real bad.
This is a WB show, right?
No.
Oh, no, you
DC.
said DC. Oh, yeah, DC streaming.
This will be on DC streaming service. I believe it's just called Titans. It is a live-action Teen Titans show with Robin, Beast Boy, Raven, Starfire, Dove, and Hawk. Initially, when they first started filming, they released 3 costumes like right off the bat. Robins, Dove, and Hawks. And all 3 were fine. People were like, oh, yeah, there's, for like a low-budget show, like, this is all exciting. And then there was nothing for Beast Boy, Raven, and Starfire. And now we know why. Some, like, set pics were taken, and it's just... They're bad.
They look real bad.
Beast Boy just has like green hair, and Starfire, I don't even know.
She looks like a cheap hooker.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she does. Raven's got a horrible wig. Starfire's got. I don't know. Maybe it's like a scene, and they're somehow undercover, and they're supposed to look like idiots. I got nothing. But
Beast Boy isn't green.
Beast Boy is not green. Just his hair.
Yeah,
it's like
It's just it's one of those things that. Why are you remaking this? There's already a good thing that exists.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's to make more money, but
what do you mean?
You're the only one who thinks
one already.
No, but the Teen Titans show is like not Teen Titans Go, because we've already covered that. That's its own separate thing. But Teen Titans, the original series, is really well regarded and remembered fondly.
Yeah,
and it covers the exact same characters and it's probably going to cover the same plots, but better.
Yeah. If you're going to do it, you just go all in and do it in a movie. People would pay to see that movie. You know
I'd pay to see that movie.
And they would pay to see it done well. To just kind of put your foot half in and do a TV show version is, I think, unfortunate and not disgrace to those characters. I mean, it reminds me of Dragon Ball Evolution. Like, you're going to kind of reference it and it kind of be okay, but then it's going to be really shitty.
I don't think it's going to be quite as dramatic of a departure from the original material. But we'll see. What else do we have?
And the last thing we had was the live-action Mulan. They released some casting news.
Ooh, yeah.
And they released that Donnie Yen, who's from Rogue One, and Triple X.
Ip Man.
Ip Man, yes. It's going to be a general. I'm thinking maybe, not her love interest, but maybe just another general.
Well, wasn't his dad, wasn't the love interest his dad? It wasn't his dad, like the general of the army, and he ends up dying. That's who I thought he was probably going to play.
Maybe. Yeah, but he's gonna be in the movie, which is cool, and Jet Li is gonna be the Emperor.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That is a great cast.
Jet Li is looking old, but
is he?
I think so.
I haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah,
I like Jet Li.
I'm excited for the Mulan movie.
I love Mulan. I really do. It's, other than Lion King, probably my second favorite Disney movie.
No, but I respect your opinion.
What's the second best Disney movie? Because Lion King's the first. There's no argument about.
Well,
that.
I mean, are we talking?
And we're talking not CGI.
We're talking old school animation. Aladdin.
Yeah, okay, Aladdin's pretty good.
Yeah, Aladdin's good. I'll give you that.
My brother-in-law, Mulan is his favorite, and for like his 27th birthday, like he had a Mulan cake as an adult.
Yeah.
Had a Mushu cake specifically.
Voiced by Chris Rock.
Incorrect.
Mushu is so funny in that movie, though.
What did he say? Dishonor on your cow, dishonor on your bug, dishonor on your whole family.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I really did think that was Chris Rock. So it's Eddie Murphy.
It's apparently Eddie Murphy.
This was prior to him being Donkey.
Hey, but I know they did the Aladdin and they cast Will Smith as the new genie. So let's put Chris Rock as Mushu in the remake.
Might as well.
That's how
Ian and I remember it anyway.
Let's start that campaign right here.
Yeah.
Hashtag Chris Rock for Mushu.
Yep,
it's going to be on the Twitter account.
For sure. Yeah, no, I'm 100% behind that. And that's pretty much all the news.
All right. Well, then that moves us into our main topic for this week, which is Phase 2 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
We're talking Phase 2. We're talking Iron Man 3.
I'm talking Iron Man 3, Thor: The Dark World, Captain America: Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers 2, Avengers: Age of Ultron, and Ant-Man. So these movies...
Weird they grouped Ant-Man with that one.
It is. It's weird that... I don't know. But yeah, so these all came directly off the back of Avengers, which, as we talked about, was like first of its kind, really big deal, huge success, made a fuck ton of money. It was like the third highest grossing movie at that time. It's since been overtaken, but it was a kind of a big deal.
Yep.
So, unsurprisingly, they immediately followed up with their most popular character, which was Iron Man 3, in another very disappointing entry into the Iron Man canon.
And at this point, they started coming like twice a year.
Yeah, this is the part where they really
Avengers,
started.
they were set, and then they could bank on building for like another 10 years. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure Iron Man 3 and Thor the Dark World came out the same year.
Yeah, I mean, that's when
they do.
But that's when they started basically really pumping out 2 a year.
Guys,
now they're up to 3 a year.
This is the year we met each other. I hope you.
Yep. Because Iron Man 3 was the first movie I ever worked in a movie theater as far as like a Marvel movie.
Yep.
Well, anyway, so while we're here, Iron Man 3, you want to give us a plot synopsis, Christian?
Sure, I will do my best. Iron Man 3 follows Tony Stark, of course, as he's dealing with this post-traumatic stress disorder of the events he encountered in the Avengers, because I guess some normal billionaire guy who flies around in a super suit can't handle the thought of aliens and almost dying. Along the way, he keeps getting threatened by this character called the Mandarin, who is personally causing these like terrorist attacks, and Pepper Potts comes into contact with like I guess an old love interest, and Aldrich Killian. All of this, developed a, I don't even know what you call what an extremis is.
Extremis.
I don't know what it's supposed to be. Heighten your brain or something like that.
It's a regenerative.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
it's
what
it's a sciencey thing,
right? It's a sciencey thing to regrow limbs. It's kind of.
It is a MacGuffin.
It's not a MacGuffin. I wouldn't classify it as that.
Yeah.
Either way, at least a big final battle in a shipyard with a whole bunch of suits.
Right.
Not a huge fan of Iron Man 3. I do think I have a better opinion than most people have of Iron Man 3.
That's fair enough. So this movie was directed by Shane Black, who's famous for writing...
That's why I like it.
For writing the Lethal Weapon movies, and he also...
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang?
Resurrected Robert Downey Jr.'s career in the first place with Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
He also made Nice Guys, right?
He also made The Nice Guys.
That movie's so good.
It's so good.
Nice Guys. And he's making the new Predator right now.
And this movie is one of, I would say, one of the first ones that is very tonally different from the other movies that came before it, because it feels very much like a Shane Black movie.
It takes place at Christmas.
It's a Christmas movie.
Yep.
And it was released in May.
Yeah,
I really
what is
hated.
Shane Black's affinity for Christmas? Does anyone know?
Here's my theory, right? My theory is because I feel like a lot of his movies not are the same, but draw like inspiration or something from Die Hard. I feel like Die Hard was an important film to him, and so he's like, "Oh man, I can make a movie about anything and just set it during Christmas, and it's a Christmas movie." And he's based all of his movies on that.
Very well could be.
That's my thought process on it.
I think you might be up to something.
I might be.
Right.
What else do we have about this one?
So and
who was Guy Pearce?
Guy Pearce plays.
So
Aldrich Killian.
Aldrich Killian, the villain.
What's the guy's name?
Ben Kingsley plays the Mandarin.
I always thought Ben Kingsley would have been a great Vulture.
He would have been. Who else was? What was the girl? The other.
We talked about this last week.
Female.
Rebecca Ferguson.
Rebecca Ferguson.
Yeah, but
I feel like that's the Mission Impossible girl.
I don't know, but she's super irrelevant, so it doesn't even matter. I don't really understand why she's in this movie at all.
She shouldn't have been in that.
That's a good point.
Yeah. There's no reason for her to be in that movie. No, it's really bad. It's probably my least favorite Iron Man movie.
You
and I don't
think this one's worse than Iron Man 2?
Yeah. I really hate that part. Well, we're doing not spoilers, but...
You can say spoilers.
No, we can spoil this.
All right, Ben Kingsley starts off as like this terrorist called the Mandarin who's like causing havoc, I think, in the Middle East, and he's issuing threats to Iron Man. And and the Mandarin's in the comics is like this guy who has these 10 rings, and he's got a lot of power, and he's cosmic. And I really like the beginning 30, 40 minutes of that, and then they turn on his head halfway through, and you realize he's just a
actor.
Yeah, an actor, literally an actor, and they start making like jokes. He's like a drunk, and it just gets really weird in that scene when they go into the hotel and he's like drunk, and I don't know, and I hated that reveal. And you basically just took away all your progress. I mean, I liked about the beginning of the movie.
For sure, up to that point, both in the promotional material and like in the first part of the movie, like Ben Kingsley's portrayal of the Mandarin
It's
great.
awesome.
of
It's
the
great.
quote unquote the Mandarin is awesome. Like
Yeah.
he's like very gravitas, very cool villain. And then you're right. They just kind of
It's very
pull the rug out
and
from
it's
under
very
you.
weird. Like I didn't even think it was funny the reveal how they did it. I forget how they did it. I feel like he was like playing ping pong or something. I haven't seen that
So
movie.
they playing ping pong with hookers or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like it was like a white room. He's wearing like a wrapper. He's wearing like a white tracksuit or something. I remember. It's not good.
I actually love that. I really, because I don't think the Mandarin is a character that works on film. Period. I don't
But I
think
think he was making it work for the first 30 minutes.
it was fine.
Yeah.
I think he's good as both the Mandarin. I think he's good as the actor. I think Ben Kingsley's portrayal is funny, and I do appreciate, well, like we talked about Last Jedi. I appreciate when you kind of take those tropes or those expectations and you flip them on your head. I like that in that movie. The thing that kills it for me is I would have been fine if the Mandarin was just a total construct. But the whole Aldrich Killian ripping his shirt off and being like, "I am the Mandarin,"
Yeah.
Right.
That's a bad
what,
line.
That's what ruined
Yeah,
it.
I'm surprised Shane Black let that line.
Well, I think one of the other things is that it's okay to undercut your first villain, and like like you said,
Yeah.
turn the expectation, but there's no follow through. There's no there's no
Agreed.
better
Like,
villain.
I'll tell you right now, Black Panther is my favorite movie, and it does that same thing. It introduces Andy Serkis,
Yeah.
and then it cuts
It
him out and
does.
kills him for Killmonger, who's
Yeah.
so much better.
You're so right.
Yeah,
That is
absolutely.
a great
But
example.
It does not do that. Iron Man 3 doesn't follow through. Guy Pearce doesn't make me believe
That's the problem with the Mandarin.
Yes.
I'm fine with what they did with Ben Kingsley's part. The problem is what they did with Aldrich Killian and I'm a big Guy Pearce fan, and that's probably my least favorite Guy Pearce role. Period.
Yeah.
I dislike it greatly.
The end action scene is like Guy Pearce gets the extremis and he becomes like a guy who can like kind of like throw lava, isn't it? Or something like that.
Something like that.
But
I
anyway,
don't
and then,
really
then
remember.
Iron Man calls in these like remote 50 suits and
42, I
and it's the
think.
first time you see the like the prototype Hulk armor, the Hulk
Yeah,
busting
Hulk
armor,
Buster, yeah.
which was cool. But it's basically just it's a very CGI scene. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
and it's okay, and he's running around jumping from suit to suit.
Oh yeah, no, I mean it's cool to see all the suits and the
Pepper
in and
Potts
out.
gets in a suit, but
No, she gets powers. She gets extremist.
Yeah, she gets extremist powers. That's
Yeah.
one of the.
it's not a good end action scene.
It's not.
Also, they never address Pepper having extremists ever again.
No.
You're right about that. He cured it.
Yeah. So
And I also hate what they do with War Machine. They turn him into the Iron Patriot with no backstory, no explanation, and then do nothing with him.
I want to.
Like,
I want to be
that's
clear.
totally Marvel's trying to say, hey, we need to put him in this movie somehow. And Shane Black's like, well, I don't have a role for him.
Mm-hmm.
We'll tell you how to do it. You know what I mean? And that's someone else like wrote that part.
You're
He's
never-
on the side.
You're never going to do Iron Patriot, or at the time they never thought you were going to, right? Like,
Yeah.
because at the time the possibility of Norman Osborn being in a Marvel movie non-existent at this moment.
I know.
So
An Iron Patriot would have been like down the road, and now that they have Spider-Man, like
Now
he
they
could
have
been
Spider-Man, now it could
He could have
happen.
been a great,
yeah, but
villain.
you didn't know at the time.
Yeah.
So it was that's really just an ode to fanboys. Hey, here's
yeah.
Iron Patriot. Yeah, it's
which
not
is
the
which
guy.
is I
feel
can't
like-
imagine a fanboy who likes that.
Yeah,
They've done a
for
lot
sure.
better job with War Machine since Civil War, I think. You know what I mean?
Well,
With him getting paralyzed and all that. Like,
Well, we
I feel
don't know the payoff to all.
Yeah,
that.
I like his role in that more than this.
Yeah.
I realized that after we went through last week that I think we mentioned the fact that Rhodey, who's Tony Stark's like best friend and sidekick, gets in armor at the end of Iron Man 2, but I don't think we explicitly described the fact that he's War Machine, which is it's essentially another Iron Man suit with more guns on it.
Yeah,
but
Funny
he's
for the
color.
character that's supposed to be more reasonable, too,
Right.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, so I mean, he's kind of consistently Tony Stark's sidekick from Iron Man 2 going forward and into this movie, even though they kind of have some disagreements in this one.
Yeah, not in Avengers 1, which is always kind of like the weirdest part to me.
That's
Why
true.
doesn't Rhodey
That's true.
pop up in Avengers 1?
But, yeah, I mean, what's the end credit scene of Iron Man 3?
The end credit scene is it's another say Shane Black joke kind of thing. Doesn't really set up anything. It's him talking to Bruce Banner.
Oh, yeah.
It pretends like the whole movie was Tony Stark telling the story to Bruce Banner.
That's right.
And then Bruce Banner was asleep the whole time. And I mean, it has no weight on anything. It's just a fun
Wasn't
scene.
there a second one, though?
Just the one.
There's no. I don't remember it being an after credit scene, but he gave the kid all the tech, like
Yeah.
a garage.
I think it's before the end.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
hated that kid, too.
Yeah, there's
Kids
I hate him in Jurassic World.
The
is what I hate him
the
in.
kid's obnoxious in that movie.
yeah,
Because
there's
he's basically a little kid Tony Stark. That's what he's trying to be.
I mean, he's just a Shane Black character. They're all sharp and witty and abrasive.
Yeah, very true.
And it's just too much of Robert Downey shtick. It's just too much of him in that movie.
I mean, I think again, this is just one of those things where we all got burnt out because we still get a lot of them. But
especially in that beginning though, you're talking about you had 6 or 7 movies and 4 of them were Iron Man.
Yeah.
For sure.
Worse, better, or worse?
I'm going to say worse than Transformers.
Worse than Transformers.
I'm going to say better than Transformers.
Got a little twinkle in your eye for that one.
I mean, there are parts of Iron Man 3 I really enjoy.
I'm trying to think, what's the opening action scene of Iron Man 3?
I don't remember there being.
I don't know. No, it doesn't. It opens on I'm blue, dabba dee dabba die.
Yeah,
I remember that.
You remember in the first one when he's in the cave and he's the guy who fixed him was like, "Oh, I saw you at a conference and you were so drunk." That's that scene. That's the opening. It goes back. He's even in it. He meets him, and he's not paying any attention. But before we move on, I don't know if you guys ever watched the one shots, the stuff.
Oh
in the
yeah, I'm
Blu-rays.
so glad I wrote that down. And I forgot to mention.
There's one with Scoot McNairy where he interviews Ben Kingsley in prison, and Justin Hammer pops back up in it. And as they're sitting there, the camera kind of like turns into a gun, and he pulls the gun out of the camera, and he's like, "You took my boss's name, and he wants it back." And like as soon as he says it, like the wall blows up, and they kidnap him. So the being
there's a real Mandarin.
There is a real Mandarin. Retcon.
Yep. Retcon.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, the Marvel one shots they're kind of like the post credit scenes in the movies, but they tend to come out like on DVD releases.
Yeah, they don't do them anymore.
Yeah, they don't do them anymore, and this is the only one that I know of that was actually like really relevant to the universe. They're mostly just for fun. But they're just like little tidbit scenes of characters,
Pretty cool.
But yeah,
they're fun.
It's
I haven't seen any of those. I have to watch those.
Yeah,
you can YouTube them, see them all. They're always rumored that they're going to bring them back. But, and they always have pretty famous people in them. But
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think they're going to do an Iron Man 4. Well, I guess it depends. I don't think he's going to be alive.
He's not coming back. They can't.
Next movie's Ironheart starring Shuri.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
And it makes $1 billion.
Well, yeah. So not a lot to carry over from this one. It starts the trend of the Phase 2 movies, the heroes hanging up their capes, their figurative capes, and the whole thing is at the end of this movie, he blows up all of his Iron Man suits, but it doesn't matter.
And once again, they don't really
gonna do it.
Yeah, and then he never really addressed that again.
Oh yeah, and he also extracts the metal stuff out of his chest, so he still has the.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He still has the arc reactor, but he doesn't have to wear it to survive.
Yeah,
which is. Again, it's kind of an important change in his character that's also never addressed again.
Yeah, that's true.
But whatever. Anyway, so the next movie that also came out in 2013 is Thor: The Dark World, which is widely regarded as the worst Marvel film to date.
Agreed. Yeah.
I don't even
remember the plot.
I'm still saying I'll do it. I'm still saying it's close to Iron Man 2 in unwatchability, but that's fair. So Thor: The Dark World picks up with. Does it pick up with Thor returning back to Earth? No, I've already forgotten.
No, I think he's like. I remember he beats up some rock person with the Warriors.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So the whole premise is there's an evil dark.
It's the same thing as Korg is, right?
Yeah, it's Korg.
Yeah,
Korg is so funny.
I don't know what they're called.
Yeah,
they're rock people.
The synopsis is really slowed down. So there's an evil dark elf, Malekith, who
played by
Christopher Eccleston, who is looking for I don't know what they call it in this.
The ether.
They call it the ether.
Jane Foster finds it somehow, right?
Yeah, which we find out later is an Infinity Stone, and he's trying to get this magical thing while at a certain time because all the realities are converging, and he's going to take over the world and return it to darkness, or take over the universe and return it to darkness. Yeah. And it's all really irrelevant, and Thor goes on an adventure.
It doesn't make much sense, the plot.
He doesn't trust Loki for a while, and they team up because it's a Thor movie.
I'm trying to think, what are the big things that come out of this movie?
There's the big thing that comes out of it is the ether, the reality stone.
This is the last movie with Natalie Portman.
The last movie with Natalie Portman, that's true.
Because he kind of goes more cosmic and off-world stuff, and he kind of falls more in Avengers. I mean, Thor's mom dies.
Yeah, Frigga dies.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's what gets Loki to turn to the good side or whatever.
Who's the person that kills Thor's mom? It's not Christopher Eccleston. There's another it's a lackey. Who's the lackey?
It's Adewale.
Oh yeah,
Mr. Echo
from Lost.
Correct.
That's what I was thinking. I like him.
I was gonna say we should just call him Mr. Echo.
No, I wrote that. I wrote Adewale, and then I just put in parentheses Mr. Echo.
I like Mr. Echo.
So this this the main villain in this movie is played by Christopher Eccleston of Doctor Who fame,
The Ninth Doctor.
the Ninth Doctor, and man, did that dude hate this role.
Oh, yeah.
He
Directed by Alan Taylor,
ever directed by Alan Taylor.
who also hated this movie.
Did he also hate this
Oh,
movie?
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Alan Taylor got famous off Game of Thrones.
Yeah, he
Yes.
got famous
Just
off
directed
other
TV.
TV. He did like some Lost, I think, and Game of Thrones.
Did he do Lost?
I think
don't
so.
know. Well, you're probably right.
Like, he did some of the best Game of Thrones. He did the one where like Ned lost his head, and like the
Yeah, he did a lot in the
season
early-
2,
early-
like the battle
early-
one. You know what I
early
mean?
seasons.
Classic.
It's usually a bad sign when the director and one of your main actors just really hates everything about
Yes.
this.
Yeah.
And it kind of shows.
Patty Jenkins was originally supposed to direct it.
Really?
Yeah, Natalie Portman had done a movie with her, and then she basically got her to sign on to this one. And this is from what I understand, this is where Natalie Portman's like beef with Marvel came from. Is they couldn't see eye to eye, and Marvel wasn't really willing to budge on what they wanted to do. So Patty Jenkins left the project, and then Natalie Portman was, PO'd because she wanted her to make the movie.
They never really had a good role for Natalie Portman.
No.
You know,
No,
Thor needs to be off.
Thor
world
doesn't need
doing
a
his
love
thing.
interest.
No, yeah,
No.
that's what I mean. He doesn't. Yeah. He really
If you were doing like the old version of Thor in the comics where he's like in a wheelchair and then becomes the God of Thunder, sure, Jane Foster probably works better then. But this movie and both of them with Natalie Portman are not good, but this one especially is really bringing her to Asgard and all that.
for Thor, I like Valkyrie or Sif way more with him than
Oh
Natalie.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Kat Dennings has a sidekick. Like why?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Also,
Yeah.
Kat Dennings is still in it. Why?
Yep, correct.
Someone told me the sidekick's name is Ian. Kat Dennings' sidekick.
Fascinating. I'm so glad you brought that to the podcast.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
But speaking of Sif and the Warriors 3, I don't know any of the names of the Warriors 3, but the dumb one with the mustache got recast as with Zachary Levi of future Shazam fame and previous.
Oh my God. Fandral.
Fandral, you're so right. Where did you go?
Volstagg,
and then it's not Shogun, but it's like that. I can't remember. He gives out really early on because they do the battle, and he's like, "I'm staying. This is like his home world or something." He's like the only one that's not an Asgardian, but I don't have fun.
This is the last one with Sif's not in the third one.
Correct.
No.
And the other two,
which is good because it doesn't matter. Everyone dies
really quick.
Well,
she's got that TV show on NBC.
Oh yeah. I like Sif. Anyway, the movie is
horrible. It's horrible.
It's bad.
I'm trying to think. What's the best action scene in that movie? Is there's a point where they bring Natalie Portman to Asgard, and the Dark Elves somehow attack Asgard. And that's the better action scene.
Yeah.
And so basically, and it's like they're attacking, because Asgard's played to this, like, it's got a rainbow bridge, and it's really colorful, and, like, the Dark Elves somehow get in there.
It's very Star Wars Episode 1-y. It's very, like, Attack on Naboo.
And it's very much like these guys have this, and, like, they're very much, like, have a different kind of medieval-looking defenses, but it's, like, also futuristic, which is cool. But then the end action scene is...
It's a bunch of portal-y things.
It's like it's a lot of red goo in London. You know what I mean? It's a lot of red goo in London, and it's just I hate things like that.
I'll tell you the thing I really like about the scene that Ian mentioned, the attack on Asgard, is it starts with you see it from Heimdall's perspective, where he's like, he's doing the same thing he always does, which is keeping watch on the world. And then, like, you see him, like, look funny, like, wait.
Doesn't he, like, turn around and run?
Well, yeah, he looks funny, and then he kind of looks again. And then he just turns around and like runs like full blast down the Rainbow Bridge, jumps off and sticks his sword out and like takes down a ship that was invisible. And it was fucking awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, I forgot about that part.
That's the coolest part of this movie.
The Loki faking his death is fine.
Well, I guess.
That's
it's fine.
Nobody believes it.
No, you know it's bad. Like,
so
you
at
know
some
it's
point,
fake,
Thor and Loki go to the Dark Elves world. And they pretend to kill Loki, and because he's the god of tricksters, and somehow he's still alive. I think
the movie ends with Loki being Odin.
Right.
This is, to me, it just looks like everyone phones it in. You know what I mean? Like the plot's not good, the directing's not good, the acting's not good. I watched it one time. I absolutely hated it. I never watched it again.
The only one who seems to be having fun is Stellan Skarsgård, who is in this movie he's like mentally scrambled from being mind controlled.
Yep.
In Avengers, and
Isn't
so
that one part he's like naked?
Yeah,
at Stonehenge?
he's naked in like half of this movie. He's just running around like a crazy person, and he's pretty entertaining.
Eric Selvig.
Yeah, Eric Selvig.
It's worse than Transformers.
But no, it's definitely worse than Transformers. The only thing that's important about this movie going forward, I mean, I guess not even the Odin thing is that important. The only thing that's important
is
is
resolved now.
Yeah. is the Reality Stone, which they introduced in this one. And in the after credit scene for this movie, they Sif and what's the
Volstagg. Yep.
Deliver the Reality Stone to Tanalir Tevar,
The Collector.
The Collector.
Yep.
Who shows up in a couple later movies.
Yep. So the Collector, we'll talk about in Guardians of the Galaxy. Benicio del Toro plays him.
But yeah, worse than Transformers, a lot worse than Transformers.
Yes.
Bad. Yes, worse than Transformers.
So now we're going to go to the dramatic opposite side of the spectrum and go to Captain America Winter Soldier, which came out in 2014.
I just want to pause for a second.
Sure.
I think Iron Man 3 and Thor the Dark World somewhat suffer in that they probably were in production before Avengers.
That's probably true.
Definitely.
Because there is a noticeable shift from Captain America on.
Yep.
And we talked about how Avengers 1 is really the start of the Marvel Universe. Well, these two movies are kind of the carryover of Phase 1. And I think since they're probably in production before it finishes, they don't really had it all figured out. Or they weren't the benefit of the fact that Joss Whedon had a lot of these characters figured out. And so that's probably why those two movies suffer as much as they do. Keep going, sorry.
I would agree with that.
So Captain America, Winter Soldier, came out in 2014. Second Captain America movie. You want to give us a brief synopsis, Christian, if you can remember?
Yeah. So the real centerpiece of this movie is that Bucky, who Cap thought had died many years ago, is still alive, and it's now basically a brainwashed assassin for Hydra. The movie really follows Captain America and Black Widow, who's kind of the number 2 character. They're doing missions for S.H.I.E.L.D., they start tracking Bucky. The whole thing falls apart when you find out that S.H.I.E.L.D's actually been Hydra this whole time. Basically, Captain America's whole world falls apart. He starts questioning everything, his allegiances and all that. It is the first movie directed by the Russo brothers for Marvel, who I think by the time Avengers 4 comes out will probably have the most. I mean, they definitely, Joss Whedon only did 2, but I don't know anyone will ever direct 4 of them. Robert Redford is in this movie.
Yep.
Who else did we introduce? There's not really a ton of new characters. Crossbones, played by that guy from The Purge.
Frank Grillo. Most importantly, Falcon.
Oh, yeah, Anthony Mackie as Falcon.
Anthony Mackie as Falcon.
Sam Jackson plays a pretty big role.
Yeah, and they introduce Agent, what's her face?
Maria Hill.
She's in Avengers.
Yeah, but she's got a...
No, not one. No.
Agent
Sharon
13.
Carter.
Yeah.
Sharon Carter.
Sharon Carter, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know if they actually call her Sharon Carter in
They
that
don't.
movie. Yeah, Agent 13. And I don't know who that girl's
name. And what's his name? Danny Pudi's in it.
Danny Pudi's in it for
a brief cameo. Yeah. This movie is directed by the Russo brothers, who are most famous before this, as far as I can tell, from directing episodes of Community.
Yep.
Yeah.
Famously, the paintball episodes that were very
so
popular.
Great.
They're really good.
There are, I believe, there are Community references in all of them.
They recast Community actors in the movies for sure. Like in this one, it's Abbott, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I just said.
You said that?
Yeah.
And in Civil War, it's the Dean. It's the Dean.
Yeah, and he plays a Dean in that movie as well. Yeah. So
does he? I don't remember that.
Yeah, when Tony Stark is
speaking of MIT.
Oh, that's right. He is. That's right. You're right.
This movie's really good.
Yeah, this movie is.
This is definitely one of my top 10 favorite movies of all time.
This is the best one of the Marvel movies to me. I know there's some discussion within this group about that, but this one is my favorite. It's also one of the first ones I feel like that decided to. It's not just a superhero movie.
Yes.
It's a spy thriller movie containing superheroes.
It's very like Manchurian Candidate.
Very much.
Yep.
So yeah, like you said, it's.
I think this started the trend where like all the Marvel movies are like they're trying to be like its own movie with superheroes. You know what I mean?
Right.
Political thriller. And,
right.
You know what I mean? And I think this was the start of that.
I agree. And like you said, the main characters are Robert Redford, who is kind of like even from the trailers, it was clear that he was going to be like the villain.
Yeah.
As kind of the evil head of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Nick Fury. I don't know. He's some government agent who's in charge of things.
He's part of the World Council.
Yeah, he's a bad Hydra person. It doesn't matter. And then the Winter Soldier, which we find out mid-movie is Bucky. And I wanted to stop on this because your wife had my favorite reaction to this that you told me about. Was that not your wife?
I'm sure it was.
Okay,
I'm curious where this is going because I forgot.
You forgot. Okay, because the thing is, we follow these things. We knew the casting of the movie, but prior to that, we already knew that the Winter Soldier was Bucky. But it's not a thing that they make readily apparent in like the promotional materials or anything coming into the movie. It's a thing that's revealed within the movie. But even so, I thought it was pretty like clear.
Yeah.
That it was Bucky. Even they grow his hair out, they put mascara on him, and I'm still just like, no, that still looks But you watched it with your wife, who was not your wife at the time.
I believe that's true.
So like they kind of peel away his like mask and things slowly over the course of the movie, and the moment like the last face piece drops, and you like see his face. She said, "This is you. You told me this story,
Okay,
but
I'm curious. I'm excited.
But yeah, she turned to you. Is that Bucky?" And I was like, "Oh, that actually works. That's great to me. That's an actual surprise."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, my favorite part about this movie is I think it just has really, really, really well done action scenes.
Oh God, they're so good.
Car chase scenes, particularly, like the scene where Sam Jackson's in this automated.
Oh yeah,
SUV,
that's a great
and it's
car
just
chase scene.
and he's getting attacked by these police officers, and then he gets attacked by these government agents, and they bring a battering ram. And this car is like that. I can only think of like one other car scene, and that's Matrix 2, where they're on the freeway. That's a better use of like a car action.
Yeah, that's a great scene.
Is
this the one with the helicopter?
Yep, the helicopter.
God, Chris
and
Evans' bicep.
So ridiculous. I was just
No,
I can't think of that scene without his biceps.
That's in Civil War.
Is that Civil War?
Yeah, he's trying to stop Black Panther and all that.
No, that's this one.
You think?
I'm positive.
Maybe you're right.
I'm 100% positive.
Yeah,
I don't care.
It's got the elevator fight scene,
yes,
which is incredible.
great
that elevator
scene.
fight scene is
I
so
love
good.
The stealth cap suit. Like the dark blue
Yeah,
and unstarred
yeah.
stripes. Woo.
Yeah, the evolution of the suit, because in Avengers it's this bright blue, cheesy looking thing.
Yeah, it's not great.
This one, it's like he's a commando.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other scene is like he just in the beginning of this movie, the cold open is
Oh yeah, I forgot about the cold open.
It's him and
on the
Shield on this
boat, right?
tactical squad,
Yeah.
and he literally skydives from a plane directly into the water with no parachute, and
Yep.
then climbs on this boat and he fights UFC welterweight champion at the time George St. Pierre, who's playing a terrorist, and he just.
I forgot about all that.
Yeah.
The way they
That's
make
so
the
great.
way they make use of the shield is the first time that the shield became like really cool to me.
Absolutely.
like,
Yeah.
the way he bounces it off everything,
Yeah.
and he uses it to block bullets like that. The Russo brothers really understood Captain America action.
Absolutely.
That's what they get more than anything.
And
This, go ahead. No, you.
No,
first.
the fight scene there with GSP and the fight scene with Bucky on the highway are just like they're some of the best like physical action scenes that are shot in a way that they feel like they have weight and impact, and like I don't know, they're just riveting to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, the scene you're referencing now, like there's a scene where Bucky and some people come at Cap, Black Widow, just in the middle of a crowded street, and there's like a grenade launcher that's used.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And like,
I think
that's
Falcon's like shooting people from the freeway.
Yeah, and I think my takeaway also is this is when I realized that scene in particular where he's like the Winter Soldier is their Terminator. That's what they were trying to make.
Oh,
it
yeah,
be.
that's a good comparison.
And he really pulls it off. Like,
Dude.
because up to this, the villains were always had been weak in the Marvel movies, and I think he broke.
I mean,
that
Robert
trend.
Redford is not great in this movie.
Yeah.
But Sebastian Stan, I don't even know that Marvel knew how lucky they were.
Yeah.
When they cast him as Bucky.
I don't know. They've been so consistently good on casting.
That's pretty true. I am ready for Sebastian Stan to even be Captain America because it's so good. One thing that's really impressive to me about this movie is you talk about how much Marvel may cram into movies to build or prepare for the future. There are a ton of comic references and a ton of things that point to, like, for example, the first time Doctor Strange's name is dropped is in this movie. But things like having the Triskelion, all that stuff is just most people aren't going to care.
Yeah,
you know
like
what I mean?
you're right. It's got good Easter eggs. Yeah, but it's also like woven in organically to the movie.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It doesn't seem like tacked on at the end.
And yeah, it's just really solid on a lot of levels.
Yeah.
Like the overarching theme of the movie is very Captain America. It's very much like security versus freedom is like the overarching
The
theme that they're
Patriot
back.
Act.
Right, and obviously Captain America is on the side of freedom because he's goddamn Captain America.
Yeah, it's and the end thing is basically Hyder's got these 3 huge space
Helicarriers.
They're helicarriers.
that are going to auto target people that are bad, and basically
That they think are going to be bad.
basically kill a lot of people that would get in their way. And Cap and Anthony Mackie got to bring it down, and that's a cool scene.
That's
too.
also a great scene.
Yeah.
It's
That's
got-
the thing. Like, I'm a big believer on like your end scene should be better than any other action scenes, and I feel like that's right there, and it's so strong throughout.
It's just a really, really great movie all the way
Yep.
through.
Yep.
If it's not apparent by the fact that we've just sat here and talked about
One
how
more
much we
thing
love
is,
every scene
like,
of this movie.
and the thread, it leaves a lot of threads that are important. Like that scene, that movie tells you that Winter Soldier killed Iron Man's parents. You know, and that it says it. Baron Zemo tells him that mid movie, and that's like the reveal of Civil War 3 years later. You know, some people don't catch that. So like, there's a lot of stuff.
It's a very passing reference. But
yeah, but
they do.
they tell you Winter Soldier kills. Like, there's a lot that I think they had a good plan at this point of what they wanted to do.
They do, yeah.
It's definitely the movie that starts the thread that has carried us all the way.
Absolutely true.
I mean, whether or not Steve and Bucky are the main characters in Avengers 3 and 4, their story, those two characters specifically, go back to this movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's not a coincidence the Russo brothers were chosen for this role. They know Captain America.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like, they know how to write him. They know how he should fight. They know how he should be designed. Everything about what they do for that, them plus Chris Evans, is just a match made in
Which is
heaven for
crazy to me that they picked that off of two guys that are famous from directing a cable sitcom.
Yep.
That's
100%.
nonsense.
Yeah, because literally Captain America to me, I wouldn't know what to do with him because to me he's boring. He just punches and kicks. But they make his action so interesting.
So good.
Yep.
Yeah.
That GSP fight is awesome.
It is. It's a good fight. They definitely waste Robert Redford in it because again, he's almost more focused. Despite the fact that it's named Winter Soldier, he's very much focused in the promotional material coming up to it. And I remember coming into this movie, I had pre-written my favorite headline that I've ever come up with in my entire life because we were trying to figure out who he might be because we knew he was probably going to be Hydra, and we were wondering. Because we never saw Red Skull die in the original one.
Yeah.
If maybe he was Red Skull in disguise who'd survived all this long after all these years. And so I'd come up with the headline for my speculation article, which is Redford, Red Skull or Red Herring, which I have never gotten to use. And it's now irrelevant.
I remember when it was coming out, Hurt was convinced Robert Redford was going to be Red Skull.
I mean, I thought it was going to be Red Skull too.
Yeah,
but
I think they could have done that.
well, they could have.
I don't think
the thing.
he wanted to be Red
Exactly.
Skull.
That's exactly.
That's the only reason they didn't because the part's written for him to be. Red
I agree.
Skull.
I think they would have, but Hugo Weaving did not enjoy his experience at Marvel, and I don't think he was like mean about it, but I just don't think he would want to come back.
Yeah.
See, I think you could, with the right makeup, you could have probably pulled it out without.
Bring back Arnim Zola for a little bit. I mean, it's so good.
It's so good.
So good.
So anyway, things to take away from this is, Cap's back, what's her name? Black Widow. Yeah, we introduced Falcon. Nick Fury is still around. This is important because it kind of dissolves S.H.I.E.L.D. as we had previously known it.
Still non-existent. In the
right.
films.
And kind of, it chinks Captain America's trust in the institutions that he had believed in prior to that.
Yeah. And
which
establishes Bucky as a main character.
It establishes Bucky as a main character and still
Mackie,
alive.
and the Falcon is his best, one of his best friends, and also that I think it establishes Cap and Black Widow having this working best friend respect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That they've kind of carried through.
Yeah.
And
also the last movie Sam Jackson plays a big part in. Really?
I mean, he's in Age of Ultron a little bit.
Yeah, but this is
definitely
the
probably
last one.
time
He's
a
been
main
an
character.
anchor going into it.
And the post-credit scenes for this one, we introduce... I can't remember the actual character's name. He was a villain for about 3 seconds in the next Avengers.
No, that's
Nope.
I know you're talking about. Baron von Strutten.
Something like that. It's a Baron something. But it's
Strucker.
it's
Strucker.
really our first introduction to the Maximoff twins, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Briefly, they bring back Loki's staff in that scene, so you know that's going to be important in the next one. And then there's a scene at the end where... you see the brainwashed Bucky wandering around the Captain America Museum, finding his own plaque and reading it to relearn
who he is.
But yeah, this movie is way better than Transformers.
Way better than Transformers.
It's my favorite Marvel movie to date.
Yeah, it's way better than Transformers. It's very good.
It's probably top 3 for me.
It's probably my second. It's my second. Black Panther, I would say, is my favorite. But I like it more than Civil War the more I think about it.
So, Guardians of the Galaxy, directed by James Gunn. You want to give us a synopsis if you can? There are a lot of people that we haven't introduced.
A lot of characters. Guardians of the Galaxy is a not so well known Marvel property. It's about a team of kind of ragtag heroes or anti-heroes, as Ian would love to say. We have a guy named Star-Lord, who was taken from Earth when he was a child. Female character Gamora, who was the daughter of Thanos. Drax, who's kind of this. He's not a mercenary. He's
on
a rampage.
Yeah, he's a revenge-driven
really
character.
strong murdering alien.
Yep, and then Groot and Rocket. Groot being a giant tree man, and Rocket a
Talking raccoon.
They try to stop Ronan, who is out to control the universe. He is a Kree
He's an alien,
revolutionary,
basically, like general.
I think it's
general.
what it said,
Like he's like a general. That's what Ronins are.
and he's just going around causing chaos on these planets.
Well, he's also there specifically. They're looking for the Power Stone.
I was going to say in pursuit of an Infinity Stone.
Right.
Yep, under the
What do they call
direction
that?
of Thanos.
I don't know. They think they just call it an Infinity
orb
Stone
or whatever. But the Collector, I think, is the first one that tells us it's an Infinity Stone or something.
But his goal is to destroy
Xandar.
Xandar.
Yep, and the role that they played in the
Right.
pre-war or something.
Right.
So basically, he's an angry alien who wants to kill another race for some slight.
And so this ragtag group of, I mean, you say that derogatorily, but they are anti-heroes for the most part.
They're all criminals.
It's up to them to intervene and stop him from doing that.
And they're all basically individuals who get thrown together, and they
prison.
In prison through circumstances, and they band up and basically become a team. And
so
it's played as a comedy.
Oh no, it's very much a comedy.
It's a comedy.
I would say it's the first comedy. It's like it's got a 70s kind of, or what's
if
the vibe?
Star Wars was nothing but jokes,
Yeah.
it would be Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh no, there's a lot of Star Wars inspiration in this movie.
Yeah, it's like a sci-fi comedy, heavy on comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a lot of actors to go through, but I just want to James Gunn with the Russo brothers, I think starts this kind of Marvel trend of taking risk on directors. And James Gunn is a guy who has made. He wrote the Scooby-Doo live-action movies. He made some indie sci-fi movies like Slither and Super. Probably, again, not a person you're going to be like, oh, we're going to take these characters that no one knows anything about, and we're going to take a director who has kind of been hidden. I mean, I like James Gunn stuff, but I'm a movie guy, so like I was familiar with him already, and that combo it works so well. Like Chris Pratt as Star-Lord, Zoe Saldana, who is in every sci-fi property known to man, Dave Bautista
is great.
Drax, Vin Diesel as Groot, who is basically just banking off of
Iron Giant. One line.
Yep.
Oh, 2 lines in this movie.
And then, slight difference. And then Bradley Cooper as Rocket.
Which was a great casting choice.
So good. Glenn Close as Nova Prime.
Yeah, I was just thinking of all the people in the Nova Corps. We got Glenn Close, John C. Reilly, and Peter Serafinowicz. Yeah. Great people, great cast all together.
They should make a Nova movie.
And I mean, despite the fact that the roles are terrible, what's his name is Ronan the Accuser. Lee Pace, who I like a lot, and then
first Josh Brolin as Thanos too. In this movie.
Josh Brolin.
The Destroyer is
Jimon Hansu,
the guy from Blood Diamond.
Jimon Hansu. Yeah.
And then Nebula, which we also did mention.
Yeah, Karen Gillan
is Karen. God, there's a lot of people in this movie.
A lot of people in this
from
movie.
Jumanji too. Yeah,
and Doctor Who.
It's honestly it's very on its own from the rest of the movies that have come before it. So it's not
so
really
much
tied
fun.
into the Marvel Universe. It's in space, so he was able to basically do whatever he wanted. So it's not tied into anything else, really, and it's got a good tone. It's a unique movie. I like the soundtrack is what I think really gave that movie some steam and some fire.
For sure. Yeah, it's also one of the first ones. It is the first one where we've introduced Thanos, and he was kind of in the background at Avengers. This is the one where we actually meet him, and he's played by Josh Brolin, has speaking lines, and we meet 2 of his adopted daughters. So I'm using adopted very loosely with quotation marks.
If you mean kidnapped and taken against their will,
that is what I mean.
Yeah.
Nebula and Gamora. Gamora is being the one that's on the actual Guardians of the Galaxy, who's trying to overthrow.
Just wait till we get to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Oh yeah, for sure,
and that'll change. I love this movie.
I'm trying to think how some of the scenes that I really liked. So they get thrown into prison together, and they basically come
prison
up with,
break scene is great.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. They go through this prison break scene, and Rocket is basically he's an experience getting out of prison. So he's like
he's like a little furry MacGyver.
And the reason they all come together is because they have this orb, and they're going to make money off of it. So they're all just
selling it to the Collector who was introduced.
So they're all in it for their own motives, but they all come up with this plan. Rocket's like, you do this, and they basically really funnily get out of jail.
Yeah,
and I thought it was good.
I'm going to edit you in a way that you sound smart there.
Funnily,
that's hard.
Well, that scene's great. I enjoy it. I mean,
then they go
doesn't do much, but when Drax tries to fight Ronan by himself, he calls him and he's standing there, and the whole Ronan Armada's in front of him. It's great.
That's what I was saying. The other thing I really like is at some point they go to the space station called Nowhere, which is basically a celestial head.
Right,
it's a celestial skull.
And a celestial is in the Marvel Universe, they're giants, and gods, but they're like the size of like planets. You know what I mean? So this head is like the size of literally like a space station, and people and like they're mining stuff out of it. Anyway, that's where the collector lives, and you know that's where you get a lot of exposition. But it's also, I thought, a really cool, and you know what I mean. It's an interesting idea. You know, this big head and people living in it.
It's a good movie.
It is a good movie, and
it's not my favorite because I'm not, like I said, it's heavy on comedy.
Yeah, well,
I like more action adventure, a little more serious. That's the only reason I rank it a little lower than some of those other movies.
Yeah.
But for what it is, it's perfect. You know what I mean? If you're into that kind of movie, it should be your favorite Marvel movie because it does what it does really well.
The humor for me doesn't land as much as it does for everybody else. I think it's funny. I just think there are more jokes that don't land than I think most people feel like. I forget. We also what's the guy who's the Ravager?
Oh yeah. Yondu.
Michael
Rooker. Michael Rooker, who's great.
He's so good.
So many good people. But yeah, so the important things to take away from this movie. One, we introduced Thanos and his adopted daughters. It turns out Ronan, I guess, is going to show up in some later movies, but he's not immediately relevant. But the most important thing is one, the introduction of the Guardians. And the Power Stone, which is the purple stone. Again, very unclear on what exactly it does.
They all kind of do the same thing.
We just know
if you touch it, it blows the world up.
Well, yeah, this one for sure we know has the ability to destroy an entire planet.
Yep.
So it's
what I would say my final thoughts, the more I think about it, is like going through it, like the action scenes don't stick out to me. What works about that movie is totally tone, writing, and like the interaction, but just the characterization.
Oh yeah, no, it's fun to hang out with those characters.
You believe that they're fun and they're going to be like a family at the end of this.
What's good to me about it is it's a great combination of, like you're talking about, good writing, good casting, and it works very, very well. It's very entertaining. Good use of music. I mean, it does a lot of things really well that a lot of movies probably don't do. You know what I mean? Like it incorporates all aspects of it very well. Is it the best Marvel movie? No. Is it not the most serious Marvel movie? No. But it's a lot of fun and you enjoy it. And like you talk about, Joseph, you want to hang out with this character.
Yeah.
Like you enjoy spending time with those
That's
characters.
a good like one line about it. If you want to hang out with these people.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like the Milano too. That's the other thing. I think they do.
Milano's a cool design.
Yeah, it's a cool ship.
And, it's a spaceship and they do a lot of cool stuff.
My one complaint is I don't really love the design of the Nova Corps in this movie. It would not make me excited for a Nova movie.
Well, I think the Nova purely exists at this point to get destroyed by Thanos in Infinity War.
And I think that's going to happen off screen. The more I get closer to the movie, how much we have to get through in that movie. I think he destroys Nova off screen.
I think it's either like
it could be the opening action set.
I think it could be like a 1.5 minutes, like so little screen time where it's either it happens for the first thing or it's a flashback to how he's already gotten, like where he's gotten. But yeah,
it just would make me sad because I would like to see the character of Nova. From the comics, I would like to see the character of Nova, and I don't want to waste the Nova Corps, and I didn't super love the look, but that's
one last thing
about
Guardians of the Movie 1. I also like the opening scene now I'm thinking about where he's listening to the music.
Oh yeah,
and it's very Indiana Jones where he's stealing.
Oh, it's very Indiana.
What is
Jones.
that? Raiders of the Lost Ark, where he's got to switch the treasure with the bag, and I mean that's totally a parody on that.
But with a great soundtrack.
Yeah, with a great soundtrack on an alien planet.
I don't love Chris Pratt,
and he's got like a naked alien in his ship. As he's leaving.
Yeah. I don't love Chris Pratt as much as most people do, but this is his role.
Agreed.
Yeah, this is what got him Jurassic World and made him an A-lister.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the post-credit scenes for this one are the famous scene of Baby Groot dancing.
Yep.
Everybody
loves Baby Groot.
Which sold about 17 bazillion toys of dancing Groot toy things.
It's really, really cute.
And then the last one is the collector's collection gets blown up in the movie.
Howard the Duck.
Yeah, it's Howard the Duck. Yeah. So at the end, you kind of come in at the rubble of his collection, and you find Howard the Duck.
Also a night elf in his collection.
And isn't
Thor: The Dark World?
Adam Warlock was in there.
There's a pod.
No.
There's a superior pod,
that's right.
but it's not Adam Warlock's pod.
Yeah, so
I like this movie better than Transformers.
I also think this movie is better than Transformers.
Yeah, definitely better than Transformers.
So what I feel like should be the final one in this entry, but we have one more after.
We could go
honestly,
not chronological
I honestly think we should do Ant-Man because it's so much more tied into everything.
There's a lot in Phase 3, though. We'll have to power through them harder next week, but we can.
Yeah.
So the next one is Avengers 2, which again comes on the heels of, besides the Guardians, almost everybody like hanging up their figurative cape, but then they all just pop back in. But Avengers 2 in 2015, also directed by Joss Whedon.
Yep.
I don't remember the plot to this one at all.
So using the staff, the stone that they found inside Loki's staff, Tony Stark and Bruce Banner find code, I believe, which Tony Stark will help them create.
I think it starts
AI.
with the opening is they're wrapping up Hydra, and you find out that the last bit they have is they're going after this castle, which has Loki's staff in it. That's the last piece of hardware they're trying to get before they wrap up.
the opening stat piece.
And they use that to give Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver
powers.
Mm-hmm. And then they basically take the staff, and that's where you're right. That's where they turn it into
Basically,
Ultron.
Tony Stark's whole mission at this point is his goal is to disband the Avengers. We keep talking about hanging up capes. Mm-hmm. This is his goal. He feels like if he can use the AI to create a group of suits that'll go around and save the world, he calls it the Ultron Initiative. Everything goes horribly wrong because you can't control alien artificial intelligence, apparently. Ultron then living out the imperative he's been given. The only way he can do it is by exterminating the human race.
Pretty reasonable.
Yeah, makes sense. James Spader plays Ultron.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the introduction of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, Aaron Taylor Johnson as Quicksilver, which Joseph recently saw on a ski.
I did.
And Elizabeth Olsen,
mm-hmm.
the hottest of the Olsen sisters, as Scarlet Witch.
And who else gets introduced in that movie? Ulysses Claw by Andy Serkis.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
He gets his arm cut off.
Black Panther callback.
Yeah, definitely set up for that. Lots of like Wakanda references in this movie. Vibranium plays a big role. You get the Hulkbuster armor, which is not a character, but just awesome that we got to see it on screen.
Well, the other big one that we introduced is the Vision.
Yeah, Paul Bettany.
So the basic premise is once Ultron kind of loses control, it's up to the Avengers to kind of destroy their own creation. And one of the ways they do that is I don't know how you describe the birth of Vision.
Ultron he realizes his body is not perfect. And so he wants to create a perfect form of himself and use the Mind Stone as kind of the
brain.
The brain, yeah. And during that thought process, they kidnap this machine thing that Ultron is building, and then they inject Jarvis into it. Mm-hmm. And that's what creates Vision. So he's this super android.
But basically, you get this.
It makes sense on screen, but when you're trying to describe it.
But basically,
I don't know.
But basically, you get a vibranium cyborg that's nice. I like the end result.
Played by Paul Bettany. who's the voice of Jarvis in the first place.
I heard a great story of Paul Bettany. Basically, Paul Bettany's made a long list of stinkers. In my opinion, he's the best part of all of them, but they're not good movies. Mm-hmm. And someone told him he will never work in Hollywood again. That no one else was going to take any risk. And so he comes down the stairs. He's sitting on the curb, and he gets a call from Joss Whedon, and he's like, "Hey, so I don't want you to be Vision or Jarvis anymore. I want you to be the Vision." And Paul Bettany's like, "Yep, absolutely." And he turns around and flicks off the building. He's like, "Yep, I'm there. Let's do it."
That's funny. Yeah, I think this movie is not as good as Avengers 1.
No.
And I think it's universally regarded as that.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
It's fine.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I don't think Joss Whedon knew it. I didn't think he had a story.
No, well, that's the thing.
He knew he liked Ultron as a concept, but he had no story.
I almost say poor Joss Whedon. I mean,
Poor Joss Whedon. Have you heard the story?
Well, that's the thing. now since we've kind of soured on Joss Whedon as a human being, I feel like making this movie almost broke him.
Yeah. I think it did.
Mentally.
This is where everything went wrong.
Because with the first Avengers, I think he got a lot more, I don't know what do you want to call it, leeway or...
I don't even know if that's true. I just think we talked about, it's lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
There's no reason it should have worked as well as it did.
There's that. I just think if it's gotten more complicated. There was a lot more things he had to include. There's a whole bit where Thor just has to disappear because it would be too convenient if he was available, and he has a vision and a pool, and it's weird.
Well, I feel like this one, Avengers 1 was a very foundational piece to what they were doing.
Yeah.
This one's all about branching out into other movies, other ideas.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And he gets saddled with a lot of that.
He does.
I think the biggest problem with this movie for me is when you introduced Thanos at the end of Avengers 1, you knew we were all building. You knew that's where we were going. And you never really take Ultron seriously because of it. You know what I mean?
And it's not James Spader, though. He does a good job.
James Spader's great.
I just think it's not even the writing. I think Ultron's written good. It's just the story. I don't think the story. You never think he's going to win, really.
And you know what? You of course you never think that, right? But you definitely know Ultron is not a threat that's going to be popping back up.
Right.
You know this is going to end in this film because Avengers 3 is going to be Thanos.
And the other thing with this is like after Avengers 1, how it ends is all these aliens attack, and it's this one it's all robots, and it's very similar.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it's superheroes battling drones.
Yeah, they're doing the same thing. Instead of a purple alien, it's a silver robot.
Right.
And that hurts the movie a lot.
I don't like Quicksilver in this movie.
Well, good thing you don't.
Scarlet
Because
Witch. Or Scarlet Witch.
he doesn't show up for very long.
I don't like Scarlet Witch either. I'm glad that there is like some sort of redemption.
I don't like
the Russo brothers do better with her than Joss Whedon.
Yes.
did.
Yeah, because I like her in Civil War.
Yep.
You're right.
But I don't care for the twins in this movie.
Yeah, like
it's fine.
It is. It's fine. It's not as bad as I feel like it was.
I've rewatched it.
Yeah,
bunch.
exactly. I don't think it's as bad as it was immediately. It let a lot of people down.
I just don't know. Like
it's not
with
that
all
bad.
those characters, I can't think of one like scene of using their powers that's cool. You know what I mean? And
I mean, the Hulkbuster scene's really cool.
Which one?
The Hulkbuster scene.
That is okay. That counts. I forgot
that
about that.
scene's a lot of fun.
That's the best scene.
And I like the like this kind of slow mo bit with Vision when they're protecting the like mining thing that's holding
The very end.
the very end when it's like slow mo and all the drones are coming in and like people they're bouncing off each other's powers. That one scene.
I mean,
is
that's
really
the money
cool.
shot.
Yeah,
that was
a cool
in
scene.
the trailers.
Yeah.
But you're right. I forgot Hulkbusters.
Yeah, Hulkbuster's a really fun scene.
Hulkbuster's the best part of the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But, I hate Evil Hulk. I just want Hulk to be nice. So
No way, I love Evil Hulk.
Nah, see,
I desperately
I want a smart Hulk.
He should be more unpredictable than he is.
He's getting more and more like he's starting to get control of him.
Definitely.
Do it.
I want World War Hulk. That's what I wanted for a long time for them.
I think the only way you top Thanos as a bad guy is if you make an Avenger a bad guy, and the only Avenger you buy is a bad guy that could take them all on. Hulk. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He's the only one.
Yeah.
So I think it's possible. But yeah, no, I think this movie is fair.
Yeah, no, it's fair. I'm still going to say it's better than Transformers.
I think it's better than Transformers.
I think it's better than Transformers.
It actually may be even with Transformers.
Yeah.
Like,
we can't do that.
Yeah.
No,
Everything is either better or worse
Honestly,
than Transformers.
Did you guys see me
at
get in
it-
the debate on Twitter with the guy about what
I did.
Yeah.
Good job staying active on that.
Yeah.
If I'm looking at it as just a movie, I would say it's better than Transformers. If I look at it in the context of the hype and what I expected, worse than Transformers.
That's fair.
A lot worse.
Based on what you expect, for sure.
Yeah.
But I think as a quality movie, it's better.
I hate the Hawkeye family scene.
Oh, I completely forgot about that.
I really hate Linda Carter. What's
Linda
her name?
Cardellini?
Yeah,
I don't
It's
know,
fine.
man.
like I hate how
I think she's gorgeous.
Iron Man throws on a lumberjack thing and he's talking about chopping wood and shit. It's not for me.
But again,
Oh, but you can
Chris
see-
Evans'
you see
biceps.
Chris Evans ripped the wood. I like that.
And I
scene.
hate all
like
the
that.
Scarlet Witch dreams. That was not Joss Whedon. That's where I really think that was Marvel telling him, "Hey, I need these scenes in here for these franchises." And those are the
and
it really
I mean, definitely Tony Stark's is building up to Thanos.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's and the Thor stuff where like he's talking to Heimdall.
I don't know. Hold on, pause for a second.
Yeah,
The one with Natasha remembering her like ballet school.
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever, that's Joss Whedon. All day, that is 100% Joss
I'll give her
Whedon.
that one. It's like it just doesn't serve the movie. It's totally for the future,
Right.
you know. And I feel like if you're making a movie, you need to make a good movie, and if that stuff fits in, fine. But don't force it. That's like you were saying, it's organic in these in Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier,
it's not organic.
Well, I
agree
negligible.
there are apparently some directors that are capable of infusing other people's things in their movies as well as making their own movie. Joss Whedon is not one of those people.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. As for the Hawkeye having a family stuff, I liked it. But if you've ever read the Ultimates, which is a comic series back from the mid 2000s that started the whole Ultimate Universe, there is one of the worst ones is about Black Widow and how she's actually betrays them and all that stuff. But in that, Hawkeye has a family, and she murders all of them and like betrays him because of it. So for me, as like a comic reader, like to see him have a family, those are like a nice tie-in for me because I remember reading that as a kid and stuff like that.
I can see that. One last thing, I also thinking about it. I love the party scene. That's probably
Yeah,
the best
the
scene.
very-
the
Where
party
they're-
scene's fun.
Where they're picking up Thor's hammer. Like
Yep.
that scene's really
and
cool.
It moves.
Oh yeah, when Cap touches it, it just like
Thor
tilts.
kinda, like,
It
sits
like,
up.
If it comes out in Infinity War somehow that Cap has to like pick up a hammer and that ties back in, I would love that.
oh, that would be so
if he
cool.
becomes
great.
worthy
That'd
in
be
like
great, yeah.
in the context of killing Thanos.
Oh god, it's not going to happen. But now I want it to happen. Why would you say that?
That would be a really cool
oh
way to do it.
god, that would be so cool.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
should just go ahead and do Ant-Man. Let's just kill it.
Well, yeah, we should. The things to take away from that one, they reveal that Loki's staff contained the
Infinity
Mind
Stone.
Stone,
Yep.
which they use in this movie, and
It's
also
now in Vision's head.
is now in Vision's head. And the post-credit scene is, again, Thanos. It's the famous, I'll do it myself, as he picks up the Infinity Gauntlet.
I can't believe it's been that long ago.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like literally years.
And yeah, so we'll
Quicksilver dies in that movie.
Oh yeah, Quicksilver dies in that movie.
The
Scarlet
last
Witch becomes
time
the
we
main
see Sam Jackson at all, he's really sidelined.
We have
this
not
movie.
seen him since, correct?
And at the end of this movie, they introduce the new Avengers, and that's isn't that the one where
sort of. Well, we get to Civil War and all that changes anyway.
Yeah.
So.
It's one version of it.
I do think
Tony Stark retires at the end of this or something.
Kind of.
Yeah.
But
Thor goes back to Asgard.
Yeah, it's Captain America, Black Widow,
Falcon,
War Machine, and Scarlet Witch.
Yep.
That's how they ended at this movie.
Correct.
And
he's like, Avengers.
And this is the one that also, I feel like it seeds the tension between Captain America and Iron Man.
Definitely the start.
That goes forward. But yeah, so the next
Sometimes
one.
I just want to punch you in the teeth or something like that.
Yeah, your perfect teeth.
Yeah, 'cause basically a lot of Tony Stark is at fault for kind of creating Ultron.
Tony Stark is at fault for a lot of shit.
A lot of things.
Yeah.
He's real keen on causing a lot of problems, then jumping right on the high horse.
This is really
on how he feels like we need to solve the problem.
You get it a little bit in Avengers 1, but this is really the beginning of like the science bros. Like Tony Stark and Bruce Banner like in a lab doing things together.
God, I hope Shuri's in there with those two.
Yeah.
That would be really fun.
Yep.
Oh, that would be really fun.
That would be
Bruce Banner and Shuri.
It would be.
I want
yeah.
that more than I want Tony Stark involved.
I agree.
I just want those two.
So the last one in Phase 2, for whatever reason, even though I feel like it should have stopped with Avengers, is Ant-Man, which came out in 2015. It was originally supposed to be, and there was a lot of footage. What's the word? Filmed. Fuck, that was hard for me. There was a lot.
You couldn't think of film.
I couldn't. There was a lot of footage filmed with director Edgar Wright at the helm.
This was actually the first movie announced by Marvel.
Was it really?
First movie announced by Marvel was Ant-Man, directed by Edgar Wright. It kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed.
Right. Well, it got delayed, and then eventually Edgar Wright left the project, and then Peyton Reed was left to do some cleanup work. Again, I don't. You can do the plot for this movie because I don't. Love
I
this
don't
movie.
even really know.
Exactly.
Follows ex-criminal Scott Lang. Yep, who's chosen by Hank Pym to be the new Ant-Man and protect his company from his former protege, who becomes another Ant-Man.
Yellow Jacket.
Jacket. And Kate from Lost is in it.
Yep. That's pretty much it.
Who becomes Wasp?
Eventually.
It's fine.
Yeah, I think we
it's
saw
more than
this one
fine.
together, but
I like this movie.
Tell us what you like about
This
it.
movie, it's a heist. Well, it's a heist movie.
It is a heist movie.
I
It
is
love
a heist movie.
movies are by far my favorite genre. I love heist.
stop. Joseph hates it when you talk about heist movies, okay? As long as if it doesn't have Adam Driver with only one arm, he doesn't like it.
Correct. That's the only kind that I'll watch.
But I think Michael Douglas is pretty.
And Michael Douglas.
I like Michael Douglas. He's not been in a lot, man. He's looking a little sickly, so I'm glad he's got into something.
And man, they de-aged him in the early scenes, and it looks great.
It does.
Dude,
that was the first time I think they did the de-aging.
with Howard Stark and Haley Atwell back as Carter.
So the opening of the movie is Hank Pym de-aged talking to Tony Stark's dad about how you're not taking the Hank Pym formula. The Pym formula is what allows someone to shrink to basically
Pym
ant
molecules.
level. And he slams, I think, the new bad guy, one of the bad guys that goes on to become in the movie, some nameless guy. But it's pretty cool. I think the comedy is what I really like about this movie. Like
you what?
No, but I don't really. As I'm saying, it's got to be this is my kind of comedy. It's not like sticky. It's I don't know. It's something I think is funny. T.I.'s good in it, and Michael Pena.
Pena. Yeah.
Those two are really, really funny.
Michael Pena, this is the first one that I saw him that I realized like Michael Pena can be funny.
Yeah,
he's very funny.
And they're basically he's like a burglar who does small jobs, and the three of them are just like they make jokes and they're criminals, and it's good. It's played for laughs. Paul Rudd's charming.
Paul Rudd is always charming. He's the most affable man on the planet.
And I think just that shrinking effect, I love Honey. If you like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, you're going to like this movie. You know what I mean? That perspective of like you being really small in a normal world. Like that is played well.
I will say the stringing effect is done really well. I personally, the reason, I mean, besides the fact that the final product is kind of unmemorable, it's pretty formulaic. The biggest thing for me is I just lament that we didn't get the Edgar Wright version of this movie.
At the end of the day, that's probably why a lot of people feel sad about it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because Edgar Wright's famous for directing
Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Cornetto trilogy.
The Cornetto trilogy, which includes
Baby
Hot Fuzz, and like Shaun of the Dead, and Baby Driver.
End of the World.
And he's a very stylish director who, as far as I know, hasn't had any misses.
Yeah.
No, I love all of his movies.
Baby Driver's great.
And so I just lament that I don't live in a world where I got to see that movie.
I feel like though a lot of that movie is still Edgar Wright's.
I mean, I
Like
think so.
Peyton Reed did not change a lot. Peyton Reed did bring it on. He's not
Peyton
an
Reed
original
didn't-
mind.
Peyton Reed didn't
he did exactly what you said. Took up the pieces and
he
got it to the finish
He didn't
line.
really redo the rewrites either. A lot of that movie was written by Paul Rudd and Adam McKay.
Yes, from Anchorman, who wrote Anchorman.
So Peyton Reed is kind of.
I think he was just a guy who just made sure people did their
You know what?
jobs.
You know what?
He was like a middle manager.
This sounds like a diss, and I don't. It's really not
Yeah.
intended. He's kind of just a yes man. He does what the management wants, and so they had these pieces, and they said we have to get this movie together. We want to include this character, make it work, and that's what he did. Yeah. Also, coincidentally, Peyton Reed also directed the movie Yes Man. So works out.
And Bring It On. He made Bring It On.
I love that movie.
But you can tell like the parts that he like. You can tell like that scene with Falcon was not written by Edgar Wright.
No, it wasn't.
That was definitely.
But that
an
scene's
add-on.
funny.
And I like that scene. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? That like I don't think like the Edgar Wright stuff. You can tell it's that where he initially shrinks down in the bathtub. Like that's definitely Edgar Wright,
Yeah,
where
I
he's
can see
going through
that.
the vacuum cleaner, but and then the end scene.
Yeah.
But like I like how they tied it into the broader universe. That's probably why he walked. That he wasn't going to let him jam shit down his throat like they did Josh Whedon the movie before. You know what I mean? So he just like screw it.
But
I think Ant-Man's better than Transformers.
Me too, 100%.
I enjoy it.
It probably is.
I haven't rewatched it.
I like
That's kinda
the
bad.
Anthony joke. He calls his pet Aunt Anthony.
Oh yeah, Anthony. Yeah. You like stupid humor. It's fine.
It is
I
fine.
don't have many thoughts on
Corey
it.
Stroll plays the bad guy,
Yeah.
and it continues the thing where it's just
An
the
evil
same
version,
power,
yeah.
and the end fight where they're in his daughter's bedroom and they're on like a toy train, and it's interesting. Like they use the shrinking effect in cool environments.
Yep.
But that's why I think the second one's going to be bad because they've played that.
The shrinking effect.
Yeah, they've played that song as long as they can.
Yeah, that's
and
fair.
you don't have Edgar Wright's
Well-
in between writing, which they had. So I think the second one is going to be, especially coming off Infinity War.
Well,
it's going to be the first
You're gonna
bomb.
get
I'm calling
Groening,
it the
too.
first bomb.
I disagree.
That's going to be the first bomb by Marvel.
Incredible Hulk's really the first bomb.
Yeah.
Well, like now that they're pumping,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. I think it opens soft because it's just it seems like such a letdown after Infinity War.
I'm going to tell you,
I bet you it gets bad reviews.
I have a suspicion because I don't think it's an accident. I don't think it's just trying to pump in movies between the Infinity Wars that it's the only other one besides Captain Marvel. I suspect that something about the microverse is going to be important.
Oh, it'll be huge.
between Infinity War 1 and Infinity War 2. So I think if they tease that in the first Infinity War, that the microverse is important, that
Like the quantum realm. Yeah.
right, if it's like some sort of survival mechanism or just something that's going to be very important in either surviving or defeating Thanos, then I think even just that would carry people into Ant-Man.
I agree
2.
with that.
Two things we didn't talk about that. The quantum realm is basically once you shrink to a subatomic level, there's this realm you
It's
go
another
into.
dimension,
Yeah, where there's
basically.
no sense of time, and what's his name? Michael Douglas's wife,
Janet Van
Janet.
Dyne.
the backstory you find out she basically got lost in that realm in the I think it was World War II or might have been the Cold War.
That's
No,
like the Cold War.
Yeah, Cold War, probably the Cold War, and so she's been missing, and she's been cast
For
and
decades.
she's been cast as Michelle Pfeiffer. So we think number 2 is going to explore. They're going to go
for
after.
sure.
her.
Yeah.
I agree with what you're saying though, Joseph. It's obviously important
Right.
because it's just
Well, they
hinted at
it's
a
in
little
Doctor
bit
Strange,
in the
too.
first one, and it comes back again in Doctor Strange.
Yes.
Who is a character that for both Ant-Man and Doctor Strange, like they introduce important parts. I think that we don't even realize how important they're going to play
For sure.
until
I
Infinity
don't know.
War
The
comes
micro.
out.
What I think how that plays in. Is
I don't know
I
how
think
it
the
does.
reason.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I think the reason Ant-Man and Wasp aren't in Infinity War is probably they've been stuck in this. You're going to find out they've been stuck in the microverse for like 2 or 3 years. Once they get out,
We know it's a prequel. We do know Ant-Man and the Wasp is a prequel to Infinity War.
and I think they're going to be stuck in there once they're trying to rescue.
I do
Janet.
think a lot of characters you don't see a lot of in Infinity War 1 will be the main characters in Infinity War 2.
Yep.
Hawkeye, Ant-Man, Wasp, all of them will play a very important part in the second one. And I still think Joseph may be onto something. I do think that maybe the quantum realm, maybe not in Avengers 3, but maybe in Avengers 4,
could be.
plays a very important part.
Right.
And I'll tell you whose part's getting written up right now. Black Panther.
Yeah, for sure.
He will become the new Iron Man. He's going to be the
Oh, yeah,
star.
he's
of
the new leader.
He's the new Avengers leader.
Yeah.
For sure.
But Avengers, or not Avengers 2, Phase 2 better than Phase 1.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
And
Despite the fact that it starts with 2 of the worst.
yes, most of a Phase 2 are hits.
Yeah.
Even we can disagree,
and
on the
some
level,
of the
but-
hits are like the hits of hits. Like
Yeah,
the,
very
the,
true.
The,
Like I
the
said.
greatest
Well,
hits.
even like okay, so the miss is obviously Iron Man 3 and Thor: The Dark World. But
Yeah.
even if you want to include Age of Ultron as a miss, it's still better than
Still 50-50.
50% of the crap that comes out in theaters.
For
you
sure.
know what I mean?
100%.
Like, it's still a pretty well-made action flick. And it's probably better than anything DC's done.
Yeah, it's definitely better than Phase 1. Phase 2, like I said, it's growing up and watching movies, I always thought Winter Soldier and Dark Knight, 2 best comic book movies ever. So, I mean, on that alone.
I stand with that. So yeah, that's Phase 2. Probably gonna be it for this week. Next week we're gonna close out with Phase 3, which is still currently going on. That's the part that Avengers Infinity War is part of. So we'll lead you through all of the most recent movies and get you all the way up to date.
What's the first Phase 3 movie?
I don't know. So yeah, what's you're still thinking
Doctor Strange?
It might be Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Huh.
But anyway, what's everybody been watching?
I didn't watch a ton this week. I started Atlanta, and I started the new Netflix Lost in Space. I love Atlanta so far. I'm about halfway through the first season. It's a quick watch. Well, that's one really great thing about it. Two, the characters are hilarious. And Lost in Space, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to restart it. Kate's she got mad at me. I didn't realize she's a big Lost in Space fan.
I didn't know there were big Lost in Space fans.
She's like, you started Lost in Space without me? You know I love Lost in Space. And I was like, I didn't, but we can restart it.
The only Lost in Space I've ever seen is the Matt LeBlanc,
the one with Joey,
feature film movie.
Gary Oldman's the villain.
Yeah.
Dr. Smith.
I remember it being kind of scary. I must have been young because I remember being the robot.
So stupid.
I remember the robot being a little scary when I was young.
And the spider monster.
Yes,
things.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I saw that movie in theaters with my dad. No, but that's it. I mean, I liked it. I saw A Quiet Place.
Yep.
I like that movie a lot.
We'll talk
Quiet Place right now.
No, we'll talk about that in a little bit.
All right.
I also watched Quiet Place, and then I've been hammering season 2 of Atlanta. And God, it's such a fucking good show.
See, I don't have cable anymore.
Yeah, I don't either, but I got Hulu TV.
Oh, you have Hulu TV?
Yeah.
So I've just been going back and watching the first season on Hulu because that's what's on right now. So I'm looking at Hulu TV. I watched a lot of baseball this week. Got an MLB ticket. So
That's cool.
yeah, it's so great. You want to come
Dude,
over?
Dansby Swanson's doing good.
Oh man, he's doing great. Can you believe? Never mind. This is not at all related to our movie podcast.
I'm watching because I got rid of cable too because they were charging me $250 a month.
Jesus.
So I've been watching like a lot of Blu-rays I have, and I watch Rounders. Have you guys ever seen Rounders?
We know you love Rounders.
I watched Rounders because of you.
And
I also watched Rounders. You gave me a Rounders.
And I fucking love that movie.
We know.
Oh
Ian.
my gosh, John Malkovich is so fucking cool in that movie.
It is basically your personality wrapped up in like 4 different characters.
That seems fair.
100%. I could definitely see myself as Worm. But yeah, no, that movie's good. And I watched The Wrestler. I don't know if I might have watched that last week though.
I know you also watched Quiet Place last Sunday, but
Quiet Place, and then I watched Avengers. I've been trying to watch Avengers for like 3 days. I keep falling asleep, but
Avengers 1?
yeah, it's good though.
it is
really
good.
I really
It's
like
really
it.
solid.
That's about it.
So,
Really, Rounders was the one that got me invested.
Didn't watch a ton.
Rounders is a fine movie.
Oh, it is more than a fine movie.
It's
Matt Damon is great.
Shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah.
That's some Goodwill Hunting type
Okay,
shit right
let's
there.
just leave it alone. We're gonna argue about this one.
Wait, hold on. Better or worse than Transformers on Rounders?
Worse.
No, I'm going to say it's better than Transformers.
Definitely better.
I watched it one time. Thought it was okay.
It's mostly just because John Malkovich is really delightful.
John
at the
Malkovich
end.
is the best part.
I like John Malkovich.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He's like Russian mobster.
Yeah, that says no way Russian.
Hold on, Teddy KGB.
Yeah. But cool. Thanks everybody for listening. So next week, like I said, we're going to be doing part 3, phase 3, our last phase of our April Marvel extravaganza. But in the meantime, if you like this, please like and subscribe and do all those things. Steal your friend's phone and subscribe them too. Do literally anything you can to help us. We need you. Please.
You're our only hope.
You're our only hope. Oh man, did you
see that?
I did see that.
So good.
Oh yeah, please tell us about that. I know this is supposed to be our outro, but this is important.
It's fine. I was just scrolling through Twitter and I saw somebody like this tweet and I had to share it. And basically the tweet was the realization that Luke's story arc begins with a projection from Leia saying, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. And his story ends as a projection saving Leia.
Yep.
And again,
Pretty
just
cool.
another way that I think Rian Johnson, as much as it changes things.
I don't know if I believe that was an intentional,
But yeah, you very well may not have been.
but it is a beautiful closure.
Yeah, it's a great observation. Definitely kind of, for a lot of people who hated that part, I feel like it's somewhat of a justification maybe as to why you would do it. But yeah, really, really dug that.
Yeah.
So whoever you are, guy on Twitter, you're real smart.
So yeah, if you guys want to reach out to us and posit any other great Last Jedi observations, you can reach us at betterthantransformers@gmail.com. You can also reach us on Twitter at BT Transformers and on Facebook at BT Transformers. I don't know if this is actually true, but when I look at the podcast stuff, it looks like there might be some people out of the U.S. who download our podcast. If that is true,
you're awesome.
Please email in. I want to know who you are. We will shout you out, and I want to know how you found this podcast. But yeah, thanks again, everybody, for listening, and we'll catch you next week.
Yep. Later, guys.
Bye.